Mazel morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm here with a man who's recommended by 4 out of 5 doctors, and that 5th doctor is an anti-Semite. That's right, Ben Soffer.
Yes, I have a troubled past. Josh, you look so freaking good in that white shirt. White is your color, baby. White is your color.
This shirt was from the great Paige. God bless Paige. We love Paige. My wife's name.
I can't believe it. It is. Fun fact: Josh doesn't wear anything that's not gifted.
That's not true. These pants, these black Levi's, and if you're not watching this on YouTube, what are you nuts? These black Levi's were a gift from. They were part of my wardrobe for Best Bite Wins, my new Roku show. And when we were done filming, the wardrobe people were like, hey, so the producer said you can just keep all your clothes.
Wow.
Which is awesome because they don't always do that.
No, what a great gig. I need to do something where they let me keep the clothes. I need to do something scripted, Josh. How do I get something scripted?
It's coming. I know that for sure. I do have stories of actors who have you don't think it's theft, but if you take your wardrobe from the show you're working on without permission, it's stealing. And I know plenty of stories. I'll give you a couple if you want of actors stealing shit.
Please.
My friend was an accountant. Oh, God, I really want to say the actress who this is, but I can't. God, I can't.
Just say it, Sandra Bullock.
Not a bad guess. No, not Ms. Bullock, but in that ballpark. Well done.
Thank you.
And she is cute. She is just a lovely looking person, but she is a klepto. So this unnamed anonymous actress, my friend was working on a movie with her, and she insisted that she get a bunch of appliances for her trailer. I'm talking a blender. I'm talking a coffee machine, all these things, right? She needed to have it all very, just lovely homed out. She wanted to be able to make smoothies and coffees and toaster and blah, blah, blah. When the movie ended, she took the blender. She removed the blender. And my friend's an accountant. He wouldn't tell me how much, but he's like, listen, I was paying her a lot of money. She needs a $30 blender. This woman needs our blender. And that's the shit people talk about. You got to be careful when you're an actor because, you'll be remembered for that $30 blender and not in a good way.
Yeah. And by the way, that does remind me, actually, Josh, I have actually been in, it wasn't scripted, it was unscripted. But we did that cooking show for Amazon Live? They brought over all this stuff, or if you didn't know, I should send it to you. Claudia and I were in the kitchen doing a little Amazon Live cooking, and I got to keep a Le Creuset $600 pot. I didn't steal it, but they asked, what do you need to cook? And even though we already owned the Le Creuset, I said we could really use a Le Creuset so that we could get a free Le Creuset. So I'm just saying, I understand it. That said, the blender, back to our lovely, it's not Sandra Bullock, but could be Sandra Bullock. If it is of the caliber of Sandra Bullock, buy your own BlendJet. What are we doing here? What are you, nuts?
I know.
The story alone, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Now people are going around town talking about how she steals blenders.
Listen, I know another unnamed actor. You ready for this? Oh, God, would you guys love to know who this is?
David Spade.
He has his hair cut by the people who do hair. Now, granted, the hairstylist, it's part of their job. Yes, they give you a haircut for the role. But sometimes he'll just come later in the day, days when he's not working, and goes, make a little touch up. Shave my neck, right? They cut his hair. This guy is a millionaire. I said, does he give you a little something? Does he put a little money in your hand? Nothing. Zero. Zip. And that's scummy, man.
So cheap. They're working extra for this schmuck. He's not even giving them a nice $50 bill. Nothing.
So it's so simple. It's so little. You're not going to feel it.
No, you won't feel it. They'll feel it. They'll absolutely feel it.
We've talked about this, but imagine, I don't know what that number is for you, but you've got millions and millions of dollars in the bank so that you're just thank God I'm going to be good for the rest of my life. So the rest of the money you make yearly is just kind of disposable income. Generally, how much are you tipping? Let's say you go and you buy a $6 coffee. What are you tipping for that? You're rich.
It's just it's more how am
It's
I
a
buying
20.
the coffee?
You give a 20 back.
Sure, that's fine. That's fine. You're right, that works. But what if you're not carrying cash? I was thinking about that specific scenario, right? Where it's 6, but then there's the bunch of buttons. There's the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30 percentages, right? Recommendations. I don't think I'm going out of my way in that situation with the iPad to click other and then put in 14. But if I was at a restaurant, the bill, even at a diner, bill $20, I'm leaving 100.
Yeah.
For sure. I can't wait to significantly overtip. I can't wait. Today, I think I'm a great tipper. I think that sometimes we have disagreed on when we should be giving out those big tips. You're a very, very generous tipper. Was it valet? Is that what I'm thinking of? Was it valet?
You didn't pay the shuttle driver.
Ah, that was it. Come on. I don't think shuttle drivers. Oh no, but we got to the end of it, and it turned out that I should have tipped the shuttle driver. But
Sure.
needless to say, I'm excited for the day where this podcast makes us so much money that we're able to just go handing sacks of gold coins to anybody we want. Imagine carrying gold. You want to carry gold?
A Sacagawea. A Sacagawea.
That's good. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm totally in. How was your Mother's Day?
My Mother's Day was good. I saw my mother the day before, and we spent the day with her on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I was with my wonderful mother-in-law and my wife. And you got to tell me, though, I don't know.
Tell
I'm
me.
gonna put this out there. And you tell me. And Marshall, don't you hold back. Don't you hold back, Marshall.
Okay.
I see all these things on social media, all these beautiful posts, these tributes to people's mothers. Half of them, you immediately go, you're a piece of shit. You know, because I go, you're not calling your mother 364 days a year.
No.
But one day, you want everyone to know, you know, you're the best son. It's not true. So I wanted to post something for my wife. But first of all, my wonderful wife, Paige, it's the level of approvals to get her to be okay with a photo I'm going to post is like getting your passport renewed. I mean, 6 to 8 weeks minimum. No expedited service, okay? So the level of approvals makes me scared for my life. And then I also really I try not to show my kid's face at all on social media because I don't want them to be memed or something like wild. So I wound up not posting anything. Is that bad?
I don't think that it's bad. I think that you love the mothers in your life immensely. I've seen it firsthand. I was thinking to myself, I spent 12 hours with my mom yesterday, Josh. 12 hours.
Wow.
I picked her up at 9. I dropped her back off at 9. 9.
Wow.
That's what Hitler would have wanted. 9 to 9.
But that's what you really meant. No. 9.
Oh no. 9 to 9. And I didn't post a picture. You know, I didn't put an in feed. I love my mom so much because I actually love my mom.
That's right.
I don't think it's a problem. I think that these people are showing off, and I think that the people that have to show off like that often are doing it for the wrong reasons.
Marshall?
Well, I think we're in the era of performative public admiration.
Thank you, Marshall.
And
Thank you,
in
Marshall.
college, when it was someone's birthday, like people would count how many people put pictures of them up on their story or things like that. And I think now that's tired. And the ones that you love, they're the ones you definitely don't need to be posting about because they should just know, to Ben's point.
Wow.
I almost find that this is different, but I almost find that I have less pictures with people that I really love than people that I don't really love. Like there's
Sure.
like if my mom does a really, really good job, as does Claudia, of like making sure that we take pictures. But like my best friends, I don't really have that many recent pictures with because we're actually having a good time. We're not focused on taking pictures. Like I thought about this, Josh, we have like We have like 4 pictures. And the only reason we have even 4 of them is because we just did a content shoot for our gorgeous new merch at the 5K, which we should talk about. How about that transition? That said, like, because when you're at dinner with somebody that you actually want to talk to, you're more concerned with talking than snapping a pic for social media.
I couldn't agree more. And you're right. The merch is gorgeous. We have new What Are You Nuts, Good Guys t-shirts and hats available now. Now. And the link is in the YouTube description. We're going to throw a link in the podcast description. There's going to be links everywhere.
And it's just shopgoodguys.com. Nice and easy. We got a beautiful domain. Let me model a little bit for you guys, okay? Let me model. Josh, you speak. Yes. You speak while I model because I'm going to leave my microphone.
Okay, great.
But I'm going to be in the camera in front of me so you won't see. And now I'm showing my front.
Gorgeous.
I'm showing the nice What Are You Nuts. Wow.
Yes. Yes. Serve. Ow! Woo! Congratulations.
Oh, wait, I'm literally like, I'm crawling towards you. I'm crawling.
Oh, it's getting interesting.
Oh my God, scary.
No, it's terrifying.
He looks like an armadillo.
No, nobody's gonna buy this merch. I'm crawling.
Gorgeous.
Look at my back. Ooh, look at my back.
Wow, look at that. Look at those lats.
Wow.
He's on his hands and knees begging for you to
Wow.
buy it. Come
Yeah. So use
the credit card.
So use code DESPERATE for 20% off. No,
use code I'll end it all.
Buy it or else. No, this merch is honestly flippin' sweet. And instead of saying "What Are You Nuts," you can just point to your shirt. What are you nuts? Or say it and point. But the What Are You Nuts tee, the Good Guys classic logo hat, available now. Mm-hmm. We hope you love it and rep the podcast, because if we're not repping, I don't know what we're doing.
I agree. Rep it or wreck yourself, because this podcast, and look, the truth is our apparel is limited drops, okay? Limited. So maybe we made 100, maybe we made 1,000. You're never going to know. But if you wait, it's not going to be there anymore. People want our first drop, the ill coffee cup Good Guys merch. It's gone forever. Unless you guys really want it, and we'll reissue it. But for now, it's gone.
No, it's gone forever. It's never coming back. We met the most lovely moron at the 5K wearing our OG Good Guys coffee cup, the beautiful hat, the white hat with the baby blue. It was sick. It was sick. And as Josh and I ran through the finish line at that 5K, clocking in at 36 minutes, mine should have been 42, Josh should have been 32, but clocking in at 36 minutes together, we saw her with her merch, and it looked unbelievable. So don't miss this drop. Don't miss it.
To your point, yes, and if you're a toaster, which is 90% of our audience, you know there was this big 5K lead up. The wonderful Claudia Oshry has been in training for months, like Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul, and we ran the Bert and Tom 5K at the Rose Bowl, the three of us. How was the experience for you, Ben?
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Quince. The weather's getting warmer. It's time to ditch my jackets and sweaters for shorts and tees. I used to waste my money on clothes that would only last one season. That was till I found Quince. Now I've got high-quality pieces that never go out of style that I'll be wearing year after year. I absolutely love shopping for clothing on Quince. Their quality through the roof. Everything fits me incredibly. Quince has all the seasonal must-haves, like 100% European linen shirts from $30. Folks, how can you beat that? Performance polos and versatile flow knit activewear. Love all of this, especially the linen. Linen for $30, unbelievable. The best part, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings along to us, the consumer. And Quince only works with factories that are safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes that I absolutely love. I'm wearing the linen by Quince all summer long. $30 for linen. How can you possibly beat that? The quality through the roof. You'll catch me on a boat. Shorts, linen shirt, all from Quince. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So upgrade your wardrobe today. Go to quince.com/goodguys for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/goodguys to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/goodguys. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Chomps. Are you sure you're getting enough protein in your diet? You can never get enough protein in your diet. Whether it's weight management, better metabolism, hormone regulation, bone health, the benefits of a high protein diet are abundant. Most of us aren't getting enough protein in our diets as is. Enter Chomps, folks. So unbelievably delicious. Look, every day we're going through our day, we're getting hungry. You need a quick snack. Something easy, something you can put in your pocket. Pull out, I don't know, maybe you have a nice meeting. You have a meeting, right? But you didn't have a chance to get that snack in between. You didn't have a chance to get lunch. Chomps, pull out Chomps, delicious. And the protein keeps you fuller longer. That's the key. The protein in Chomps is what's going to keep you fuller longer. Get ready to find out how good, healthy snacks can taste with Chomps. Every bite is bursting with bold flavor and comes in a variety of flavors for everyone. With 0 sugar and up to 12 grams of protein, low carb, chompable flavors, you can take bigger, bolder, and better bites every time. They come in 3 types of meat: grass-fed, finished beef, venison, and antibiotic-free turkey. Chomps are simply made with natural ingredients you can feel good about. They're filled with the highest quality, sustainably sourced meat without any fillers, so you can feel good about what you're snacking on. Chomp sticks come in 10 delicious, bold flavors, so there's a healthy snack option for everyone. Or grab a variety pack to satisfy your whole family's taste buds. There are even smaller chomplings for a quick snack for any kids in your life. So right now, Chomps is offering our listeners 20% off your first order. 20% off your first order and free shipping when you go to chomps.com/goodguys. Go to chomps.com/goodguys to see all the delicious flavors and get 20% off your first order and free shipping. That's CHOMPS.com/goodguys. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you. It was awesome. It was an incredibly well put on event. Like I was frankly shocked, and that's no shade to Tom and Burt, but their teams, they went all out. This was a fantastic event, very well run. And all I have to say is Travis Barker, so quick. Like I can't get over it. That guy started, what did he start? He started at the same time as us. I think he finished in 15 minutes.
He did sub 18, which would mean 6-minute miles. I heard, and this could be folklore, that he showed up, ran, and never even went through the finish line, just kept going right to his car and left.
I heard that too. Was it on KFC radio?
Yes.
Who we're gonna have? I don't know if there are any KFC fans here, but we're gonna do a pod swap with KFC, and we're incredibly excited about that. But I did read that, and yeah, he showed up wearing a shirt that said "Speed," ran 200 miles an hour, apparently didn't know anyone. Do you think he just goes? Do you think he hears about local 5Ks, shows up, and just stunts on people for fun?
The Phantom of the 5K.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly, if I was that fast, I'd do it too.
He's pretty spectacular. And I think he's vegan or was vegan for a long time. Like, maybe he's just like a really healthy guy.
He could be, but the guy, unbelievably quick. I couldn't believe it, but this was an amazing event. Josh, you're so fast. People are never going to know how fast you were because you were keeping up with me. You were keeping up with Claude. You were chatting. You were running backwards. Josh is in impeccable shape. And I truly believe that you could have run that 5K in 30 minutes.
Thank you. God bless. I don't really push myself, but I do work out a lot to keep the demons at bay. And so in moments like that, when we were running, I was like, oh, I can't believe it. And you take it for granted, but I did feel kind of like, I can do this. And being able to just run 3 miles without stopping is, I feel like most people just can't.
Yeah, no, they definitely can't. And you You did it effortlessly. So bravo to you, sir. Bravo
So
to
did you, except you made the mistake of sprinting. You haven't lived until you've seen Ben in a full-out sprint, because that 6'2" frame moves like you cannot imagine, and he's weaving through the competition. He got to the front of the pack, and then as Claudia and I caught up with him, he said, "I'm gassed," and proceeded to walk the next mile.
I did completely ruin it for myself. But we were at the back, and it was tight at that point. Travis Barker was still kind of at the front. Bert Kreischer, Jelly Roll, everybody's there. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to get in some of this footage, I'm going to sprint up. So yeah, bobbing, weaving, just really as fast as I could run. Got none of the footage and completely shot myself in the foot because I was too tired to really keep up a good pace. So who knows what my time would have been if I didn't do that? Who knows? We'll never know.
And your wonderful wife had an incredible week here, maybe having the biggest guests in the Toast history. We had a killer round of guests, one guest per week that's going to come out over the next month. We had
really exciting.
Some killers.
Yeah.
And when you guys decompressed Friday night, I'm imagining you guys in bed, DoorDash order on its way. You guys intertwining toes. I don't know how you cuddle. What was, how did you guys feel about the week? What was kind of the conversation?
We actually go hand to toes like this. Like, yeah, it's yucky. It was honestly just such a killer week. It was, I was so incredibly proud of her. She had, amongst many, but two just monster guests in Sebastian Maniscalco. If those of you who have not seen that episode, definitely go watch the Toasts episode with Sebastian Maniscalco. And then she had booked Nikki Glazer before Nikki Glazer, I think, had basically the PR moment of her career at Tom Brady's roast. Nikki Glazer has been around for sure. And she's been just an exceptional roaster for as long as I can remember watching these roasts, and just an amazing female comic. But she gave such an incredible set at this Tom Brady roast at the Netflix is a Joke Festival, crushed, and then went on Claudia's podcast, The Toast, on Friday. So it was just so serendipitous. Amazing episode, tons of pickup. And can I say the guests that we had that week?
Sure.
We should say them. We had the great Jake Shane, octopus lover, so funny, hysterical episode. We had Fibula, Connor Wood, incredible episode. And then we had Kristen Doty, where we're talking everything, the Valley, Vanderpump. They were great guests. And it was just an amazing content week. We're such content kings.
We really are. We're content kings. We never let this thing stop. This engine, this train is coming into the station twice a week, whether you like it or not. It does not stop. Yeah, I felt really, I thought our guests were great, and I was really happy for Claudia and having such an incredible lineup of guests. And I'm just jealous, and I want it for us.
Yeah, we'll get them. We'll get them. We'll get them too. We'll get them too. That said, if you haven't listened to our recent episode with Nick Viall, you should also do that, because we went on Nick's podcast. That was a great episode. Me and you, we were firing. We were on fire.
Please.
Honestly, I watched that back. I was like, who is this dynamic duo? And why can't they do this on their own podcast?
I know. We save it for everyone else.
But our episode with Nick Viall that came out was really good too. But just being in person with you, I just can't. I hope that the listeners can't necessarily pick it up, but those episodes, at least for me, are just so much more fun when I can look at you and we can be animated and we can high five, and so it was a great week.
We're a week or two away from. Oh, this is a good question. For Mother's Day, did you have to buy your mom a gift?
I was going to say, I need to tell you about my Mother's Day. I need to tell you about my Mother's Day top to bottom, because this was an insane day. I picked up my mom 9 o'clock in the morning. We drove towards Westchester area, and we started off with lunch. Okay, we go from lunch to bowling. Yes, we went bowling. Wow. From there, we went from bowling.
Is it Mother's Day or my birthday?
No, it was an amazing day. From there, and by the way, watching my dad recently had spinal reconstructive surgery 9 months ago, watching him bowl, He had 45 gutter balls. We were just thrilled that he could get up, pick up the ball, and throw it down the lane. He had a 33, Josh. He shot a 33.
That is so funny. He's calling his spine surgeon like, I want to make a return. This thing's up. I used to get a 280 before this surgery.
33. Went from bowling straight to get to manicures because we needed our hands clean. This was no good. This was no good. We then went to a family lunch with my cousins. Didn't eat because we had dinner at where, Josh? Parkside, where we had a delicious Italian dinner followed by Corona Ices of Queens. Picked up my young pup that's been at the trainer in Queens, brought him home, brought my parents home, brought my sister home, tucked myself into bed at 10 o'clock. That was my day. So did I get my mom a gift? Separately, yes. I'm going with her to the Westminster Dog Show tomorrow in the Billie Jean King Arena, where we're going to watch some dogs get rated on their haircuts.
Jeez Louise. Wow, that is a lot of commitment. Ava really got her money's worth with you, Ben.
She did. She was very happy. It was a great day. And yeah, it was heavy. It was heavy, but it was a great day.
I didn't do anything close to that. I got my mother scratchers because she loves the lottery.
That's good. That's good.
I got my mother-in-law a new tennis racket because she loves to play tennis. I got my wife a gift certificate to the place in which she gets Botox, and I didn't say that. Cut that out, Josh. Remember to cut it out, me. And and then I just let all the women have a wonderful day, and I took the children. And, you know, when you're a young, strapping dad, the way I am, and you're carrying those two gorgeous boys, and people look at you, they go, you are something. And I know why. I know why, because they all think that I should be like my dad and just split. You know, never show up. But when they see a dad interacting, I don't know, you know, you just get some nice looks. And I live for those looks. And we had a fun time at the park. Guy shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but eventually it will be my wife is the mom on Mother's Day. So that balance is, we shall see. I highly doubt that we'll have the same type of day we did yesterday in the future. That's what I'm trying to say. But
and you're so right. Shout out.
Love, you have a Lego connection?
No, I wish. Shout out Denmark. Where do they make them?
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by 3-Month Plan. Wow. How have I been affording this? It's timed so much better than these other providers. Mint Mobile is a good price, but also a great, great quality product. It is fantastic. So say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at just and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month /goodguys. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month. At Mint, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
So shout out the Lego Corporation. So what they've done is they now sell sets as Lego succulents. So I've gotten in the habit with my son as a way in which to put some time in and build his mom a present for birthdays, Mother's Day. And it's his gift to her. And by that, I mean, I build it to 11:30 at night and want to jump off a bridge. What a this is my Woody and Nuts. It's me. What a dumb tradition I've now started. He opens the bags and he lays out the Legos and then he canoculent out of Lego pieces till 11:30 at night.
Send me the Lego. I'll do the Lego. During COVID, I was building those huge Legos. I had the bright idea. I thought the sass. Nobody cared, but I'm Lego obsessed. I'm obsessed. Do you think,
I love Lego.
Do they make custom Legos? Like, could they make like our logo in Legos?
Yeah, or like a Lego girlfriend.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that would hurt. The corner would hurt.
Should we get to some stories?
I would love to.
Lesbians, you heard me right. Lesbians reach reach orgasm more often than lesbians, than heterosexual couples, according to a new study published in Physical Science. That doesn't mean men are bad at sex. These results could be interpreted to mean that sex with men is inherently worse, or that men are bad lovers, but that is not necessarily true. Thank you, Grace Wetzel of Rutgers University. Previous research has revealed that a robust percent of women, yet 86% of women in relationships with women reported regular orgasms when their partners were female. Lots to think about.
Lots to think about.
Marshall?
Sex doesn't end until everyone reaches orgasm,
Mm-hmm.
where that's not always the case in the heterosexual situation.
Right.
So I've heard this before, but I haven't heard it specifically with lesbians, but that makes total sense.
What are we doing wrong?
What are we doing wrong? We're falling asleep. That's what we're doing wrong.
What am I doing wrong? I got work in the morning. What?
We're exhausted. We're dead. That's it. Sayonara. I don't know. It sounds like they've figured it out. They've figured it out. And we could take...
It's funny though, because like the way my mom, and she does this to me, and I'm her favorite person, and yet she'll just go, "A woman just understands another woman. We're more empathetic." Like my mom is just basically like, "I love you, but women are superior," and I'm like, I'm not disagreeing, but I just think it's a funny take. Where like she'll vent to me sometimes, and I'm just like a typical son where a lot of times I'll be like, "Okay, Mom, sorry, got it." She'll be like, "You don't hear me? I'm calling my friends. A woman knows." And I'm like, "Okay, Mom, whatever you say." Like, but she I think she would agree with this study.
How many times do you think, this is a good question, how many times do you think moms repeat the same story to different people looking for different answers? Like the same story that your mom told you that she then told your friends. How many different people do you think she told that same story to? They crowdsource information.
Yeah, it's called answer shopping.
Yeah. Yes. They do.
Yeah.
They answer shop heavily.
Totally, because everyone has a gamut of friends, right? Like a wide plethora of friends. And I have like real scumbag friends who I know will validate my bad behavior. And I have real holier than thou friends who will be like, anything you do is unacceptable. But usually I'm going closer to the holiers and further away from the scumbags.
Yeah, have to. I guess it's not only moms, it's everybody. You got to crowdsource. We have to get multiple opinions, just like you can't go to just one doctor, which, by the way, you should be able to go to just one doctor. You should.
Right.
You should be able to go to a doctor and they not tell you something so drastic that you need a second opinion.
That's right. Is it bad that I have a doctor who I love, who's like my general, and she recently just had a little baby, and it's so fun because we were talking about it the whole time, and then she went on leave, and now the baby's 1, and so we're always comparing stories. And then, last week, Johnny Punctual, I called to make my annual physical appointment over the summer. And they go, actually, the doctor won't be back till November. She's on maternity leave. And I thought, she didn't tell me. I was like, are we not as close as I thought? I have to hear this from your nurse?
It's also just the idea that doctors take off is just weird to me. What if you're sick?
They have someone who covers. She's having another kid, apparently. Not that I would know.
I guess so. Yeah, you should have gotten an update, something.
She could have updated my file. Hi, Josh, your cholesterol's high. Also, I'm having a second.
I did recently go to the doctor, and I am happy to say my blood, excellent. Excellent blood. My blood work was excellent. My blood work was excellent. You name something, it was excellent.
Cholesterol.
Excellent.
Iron.
My blood work was excellent. And
Vitamin D.
Excellently low. That was the only one. Vitamin D. You knew it would be low. You knew it because everybody has low D. It was lightly low, but all of my blood work was amazing. And to keep it that way, I am proud to say that I have restarted Ozempic. And not only have I restarted Ozempic, but I am now taking Canadian Ozempic because it's cheaper.
And nicer.
Yes, I am no longer covered for it because I am too slender, but I'm not slender enough to stop the cravings in my brain. So Canadian Ozempic it is, monthly shipments, straight from somewhere in Canada. I just thought everybody needed to know that.
We did, and thank you.
I thought you said we didn't.
Well, did you know that McDonald's brings back beloved McFlurry flavor, but not everyone is happy? It ain't right. Talk about not loving it. McDonald's lovers are irate that the fast food giant is reinstating a delectable fan favorite dessert, but it can't be enjoyed in the U.S. Inflation-battered Mickey D's brought back its special confetti cookie dough McFlurry from last year, though only for Canadian clientele. How about that transition, guys? The recently returned item is described on the menu as smooth vanilla soft serve blended with colorful candy confetti and cookie dough, swirled together for a cool and creamy dessert.
What's people's
Thoughts?
problem?
It's only available in Canada.
Oh, so they're upset that they can't get it.
That's right.
So here's the problem. We shouldn't know that it's only available in Canada. They need to do better regional marketing, Josh. Why are they telling us? Why should I know what's available in Canada? The Canadians should know what's available in Canada. Canada should know what's available here if it's not available for them. That's not fair. Instead of celebrating the fact that McDonald's has this gorgeous new McFlurry, or the return of this beautiful, colorful McFlurry is back on their menu, the headline is that us fatty Americans can't get it. The Canadians deserve their ice cream, and we too should have our own ice cream. But I think the problem is lack of regional marketing. Now, if they knew a thing or two about regional marketing like us, they would put up a beautiful billboard on 49th Street and Broadway. Good guys. They'd put up a beautiful billboard on the highway leaving Boston Logan. Good guys, because we're trying to talk to our listeners in New York and Boston. Simple as that.
Yeah, babe, I'm thinking we get a billboard in Dubai. I'm thinking we get one in Tanzania.
Great.
Jersey.
Great. In.
Yes.
I love billboards.
Cover the market.
I love billboards. Every day I get a DM from somebody sending us the picture of our billboards. Nothing makes me happier because we also look great.
Should we listen to a speak pipe?
Yeah, please.
All right. If you want to leave us a question or get some advice from us, the advice is best. Keep it brief. We're happy to give you some support. You can leave us a message at speakpipe.com/goodguys. This one is from Lisa.
Hey, good guys. Wanted to get your hot take on appropriate dinner times. I tend to get hangry at 4 p.m. and I feed my family at 5. But when we have guests in town, it's frequently revealed to me that most people don't eat until 7, 8 p.m. Are we in Europe? How are you guys not hungry until dinner? Just wanted to get your hot take on dinner and see if you have any funny anecdotes of reservations being so late or so early. And what's your, opinion on the matter? Thanks, guys. Love your podcast.
I'm laughing because are we in Europe? Ha! What was her name? She was fantastic. It was a fantastic question.
Lisa.
Lisa. Excellent. I have so many opinions on this. First and foremost, if you're getting hungry at 4 p.m., don't be ravenous. Have a nice protein shake. I don't know if we have any protein shake sponsors. I think perhaps we might. Maybe a GNC. Regardless, protein shakes are the way to go. Don't be ravenous going into a meal. Wrong move, for sure. Second, I like to eat on the earlier side. I think as does Josh. I like a 6:30 dinner. Josh, I think you eat even earlier than that. But I like a 6:30 dinner.
You call 6:30 early?
Yeah. You don't think
starting at 6:30?
Okay, let's discuss this. Let's discuss. First, we're separating eating at home versus eating in a restaurant, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with the restaurant. We agree that 6:30 is an early dinner time for a restaurant, right?
I would say I'd say between 6:30 and 7:30 is very acceptable. I think 5:30 is early.
I agree. 7 is the normal time to eat. I think 6:30, it's a little early. I eat at 6:30, but I think it's a little bit early. And I think that sometimes it also depends on what day it is. Is Saturday night, 6:30, too early?
I think it's all a massive what are you nuts, to be honest, because my belief is this. It's not from the moment you sit down, it's from the moment you get up. So if you're there at 7, you sit down, what can I get you? Drinks, you have a bread basket, let's do this. You're not ordering till 7:20, most likely. Your entree's not hitting the table till 8, and your dessert's not hitting the table till 8:45. The last spoon of schlag into your big fat mouth, no one in particular, is at 9:20. That's crazy. You're getting in bed at 11. You're sweating, night terrors. Your A1C's through the roof.
You're bringing up an interesting point about coursing. I'm not a fan. I will typically turn to a waiter and I'll say, you can bring everything as it's ready. I don't like the idea of holding back courses. Sure, I don't want my steak at the same exact time as my soup, but my soup should have been pre-prepared. Nobody's making fresh soup. And the steak is being cooked, right? So these things should come naturally without needing to hold it in the back. You know? Otherwise, you get into the situation that you just said. You sit at 6:30, you order at 6:50, apps at 7:20, entrees at 8. No good. No good. No good. No good. Too far. Too far. So back to her question, I don't know. I have no idea how to answer it because it completely depends on who you are, where you are. It sounds like you're eating at home. And it also sounds like people are coming to your house. So if they're coming to your house, you tell them when you're eating. And you tell them when it's good for you because you're the one schlepping to make the food.
I just think that you should have 3 hours between the last bite of food and when you go to bed. And if you're going to go to bed at 11, you should never be in a situation where you're going to eat past 8. And I'm an old man and I'd rather be eating at 4:30 if I'm being honest. I hate this question.
Yeah, but it's a very hard, that's ideal. But it's very hard, I think, for most people to not have a small sweet treat within 3 hours of bedtime. That's tough.
3 hours?
That's tough. You don't think
but
so?
If you have a nice dessert at 8, do you need more sweets before you knock out at 11?
Yes.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Marshall, thoughts? You're young and wild and free.
I'm going to Planta, the vegan restaurant, tonight. And I said 7:30 reservation would work. But, like to Ben's point, I get off at 6. I want to change, maybe shower, then make it, across town. So I like for a restaurant, a later reservation. Like something sexy, 8?
Yeah.
8:30.
That's all, by the way, that's also a good call. 6:30, not a sexy dinner time. Not sexy.
It's not.
It's
You're
not.
right.
8:30, 9 o'clock, that's hot.
Hot.
That's hot. That's fucking hot.
Indigestion's hot.
It's hot. No, Josh, it's not indigestion.
Irritable bowel syndrome's hot. Farty in bed is hot.
No, it's not. You're farting in the club when you're eating at 9. By 11 o'clock, we're tooting in the club.
Yeah. I'm in tooting in the club, tooting in the club right now. Yeah, man, you think there's people not tooting crispy rice and spicy tuna on the dance floor at Bootsy Bellows every Saturday night?
Of course they are, and they're throwing up seaweed in the toilet. Auto. I've told the story about me throwing up sushi and getting the seaweed caught in my throat.
No.
Wow, a story I haven't told. I can't believe it. I'm probably 19 years old. I had way too much to drink. I had a ton of sushi. I get home. It's one of those where like you drank so much that your body is so warm. So I went to bed. I woke up boiling hot, went into my parents' bathroom, and I just laid down on the cold marble floor, fell asleep because that feeling of cold marble pressed against warm, drunk body. A+, woke up, threw up everywhere, all like literally in the bathtub, and the sushi roll came up all of the seaweed.
Oh, God.
The seaweed is half out of my mouth, half in my mouth. I remember my eyes open. I'm like, I'm going to die. And I just yanked it out. It was fucking disgusting. It was
That is so gross.
It was disgusting. Now for my best bite of the week.
You ruined it. We can't do it this week.
All right, should we do another speak pipe, or do we
Yeah.
want to? Okay, get us.
We should. Here's another speak pipe from. Let's see. This one's gonna be really good. I can already tell. This one's from Mickey. Mouse.
Hi, Josh and Ben. My question to you is, I recently found out that I was Jewish. Can I begin adopting some Jewish traditions without being disingenuous? I am of the Christian faith and I love Jewish people because I believe that they're God's chosen people. But it would feel disingenuous to begin Jewish traditions or following the Jewish religion if I was raised in a Christian household. What do you think? Please answer me. Bye.
I'd love to know how one just finds out that they're Jewish. Was this a 23andMe? Because
Probably.
it probably, right? And so what I do, first step, pop into your local synagogue. Go say hi. See what's up. You've definitely been to church. See if you like it. And you probably won't. So then you'll go to another one and you'll find your community that you like. But that's a good step one, to meet other Jews. There's also like lovely programming at the synagogues, right? Like a young singles night. I don't know if you're married.
Yeah,
but like
maybe a Yentakon.
You could have come watch me and Josh speak at BBYO with many young Jewish teens, which I'm sure we will be asked to do again because we were stupendous.
Maybe you'll get invited to one of our secret meetings where we decide how to control the weather.
Yes. Mondays and Thursdays.
Yeah, you'll get vetted for our space laser department. Shout out Marjorie Taylor Greene. All right, last one is from somebody good. They're really, really good. It's from Shay.
Hey, good guys, my Jewish kings, love you both. Ben, I also love your wife, listen to her 5 times a week. Josh, I don't actually know your wife, but she seems like a delight as well. I have a little bit of a problem. I'm getting married in 9 months. We're setting out save the date soon. There's this girl who thinks that we're really good friends. Like, we used to have a mutual friend, and I'm not friends with that mutual friend any longer either. And this girl just won't go away. I've tried to dodge her 5-6 times, and I just dread hanging out with her every time she asks. And she keeps asking me about my wedding. And to be honest with you, I wasn't planning on inviting her, and I don't know what to do about that. Do I just not invite her and don't say anything about it? Do I tell her that she's not invited? Or do I just invite her and hope she gives me a really good gift? I don't know what to do. So I need your help. I love you both dearly. Bye.
Wow.
Love you. I have so many thoughts. You want to go first or you want me to go?
Go for it.
So one, we need to know how many people are at this wedding, right, Josh?
Yes.
If this is an
Yes,
enormous
Ben.
wedding, invite her. If it's an enormous wedding, invite her. If it's a smaller wedding, 150 people, 100 people, 50 people, smaller wedding, you're paying per plate, it's not a buffet, don't invite her. That's my first observation. If it's a buffet, invite her. Plate, don't invite her. Separately, I don't know how old this lovely lady is, but there comes a time in your life where you realize that it is okay to distance yourself from people that you don't want to be friends with. It is okay to stop responding to somebody. It is okay to, again, not in a mean way, but you should not be held hostage by a friendship that you don't want to be in. If it's not a two-way street, if you're not enjoying it, creating boundaries and creating separation is very healthy and very normal. And if this person is taking up your time, then I think you just say, if you want to have a conversation about it, it's a little awkward. Hey, I'm not really interested in this friendship anymore. It's a tough one. I would probably just answer less and less and less and less and less until there's nothing. Instead of responding same day, respond every week. And slowly she'll get the hint. Josh?
I say, what does she do? If this woman's gonna, if this is, the daughter of Lauren Sanchez, you go, you can come. But just make sure stepdaddy Jeff waxes us nice. And if she's not a billionaire heiress, maybe just say, oh, it got lost in the mail, these things.
But that falls under the bucket of getting value out of a friendship. Friendship value could be monetary. You could be shallow, but it sounds like this woman is no good. She offers this bride nothing, and this bride doesn't want anything to do with her.
Word up. Should we get into our What Are You Nuts?
My What Are You Nuts moment of the week, presented by our beautiful merch, What Are You Nuts? How can you talk about things that are nuts without purchasing this beautiful What Are You Nuts shirt at shopgoodguys.com? Just saying, you should absolutely buy it. They're a fantastic t-shirt. But mine is, we spoke about it a little bit earlier on Mother's Day, these people that lament seeing their mothers on Mother's Day, I think is just so nuts and so tragic. To say out loud, ugh, I have to spend the day with my mom, which I've heard many people say, ugh, I have to do this. Oh, she's dragging me here. Oh, I'm being dragged there. Is terrible. It's nuts. Appreciate your mom. You came out of her vagina, maybe sometimes stomach, but she gave birth to you. The least you could do is not be such a pussy on Mother's Day. And now, of course, if there's extenuating circumstances, you don't live near each other, no problem. You don't have to see them. But the idea that you could see them, but you're complaining that you have to see them, one day they'll be dead. And then you don't have to complain, okay? What are you, nuts?
Wow. Beautiful. Stunning. What Are You Nuts? My What Are You Nuts is, and it's going to be controversial, but Ben, you and I have talked about it. My What Are You Nuts is telling people I'm sorry when they've had someone pass away more than 10 years ago. I'm going to say more than 5. When I talk about great grandma, Yetta, and she's no longer with us. She died in the 60s at a sex party in Poland. You don't have to say, oh, I'm sorry. Great grandma Yetta, sorry. I don't need, what are you, nuts? It was 40 years ago. It's okay. Let's all move on together. I just think within a year, the I'm sorries, that's okay. Because then you have to acknowledge the I'm sorry, and then you have to sit in that moment, right? Because you don't want to move on. You don't want to be like, yeah, it was funny. I'm so happy to be here. My mom who passed away, and they go, oh, I'm sorry. And I go, thank you. But anyway, she loved the egg rolls. So let's get the egg rolls, right?
But what do you do on the receiving end of this news? Because I agree with you, totally nuts. But what do you do on the receiving end? We're talking, we meet for the first time. You drop the fact that you've never met your dad. Long gone. What am I supposed to do? I'm not supposed to say, oh, sorry.
No, you don't say anything. You just...
I say, cool. Cool.
You go, oh, wow.
Wow, look at the Zoom. That's sick. Nice.
Doesn't work on my side.
Nice.
I don't think you acknowledge it. I just think you allow, you know what I mean? It was a long time ago.
I do. I just then it's awkward. You're like, my dad died. I'm like, I'm stone cold.
Let me do it. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
And then let's see.
Okay.
A couple of years ago when my father died, wow, nothing.
Who gives a rat's ass? It was years ago.
You go, and I'll show you what you should be the proper reaction.
Okay.
You go.
A couple of years ago, tragically slip and fall. My dad, he left us. Oh, all right.
A hand on the face and
I get it. All right.
What was it? The kitchen floor?
Yeah.
Linoleum. It's so slippery. Oh my God! I know I'm gonna get killed in the comments. I'm just saying, within a respectable amount of time,
you're not gonna get killed. You're not. You know
If
why?
you're-
Because you can speak from a position of power. Nobody can talk this way. You can talk this way because you've experienced it.
I
You know?
have.
So you
It's
can
so
say
true. I
whatever
have-
you want.
I'm not trying to rain on anyone's morning parade. I'm just saying, 5, 10, 15 years, I think we can all just kind of sadly assume that loss is a part of life, and we might not have to take a moment out to reflect.
I couldn't agree more. And on that chipper note, this concludes our episode.
And if
This
you're
can-
depressed, do a little retail therapy and buy our merch.
Nothing soothes the soul better than a What Are You Nuts t-shirt. By the way, if you've recently had somebody pass and you're going to a Shiva call, this is a great gift. This is a great gift. Buy them the hat and the shirt. Also, for those of our Catholic friends, I hear that wakes are open casket. You could dress your late father in our hat and in our merch, and our merch could live on forever. We are committed to having people reach heaven, folks. And the only way you're reaching heaven is if you go in a Good Guys What Are You Nuts t-shirt and the matching hat. Folks, Mondays and Thursdays, where else are you going to get a podcast like this? Where else?
You're not going to see us in heaven.
Rate this podcast 5 stars so we go to heaven. Send around our clips to a friend. Let them see just how funny we are. Charismatic. Shop our merch. Mondays and Thursdays. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on YouTube because this dynamic, the dynamic, is fantastic, and you deserve to see it in person. So we'll see you next time.
Bye. Love ya.